Welcome in then to the latest edition of Extra Time. Thank you as always for your tweets. Oh, lots to get through today. Ali Moreno is here. Stuart Robson joins us as well. But Shaka, this is the first time we've been together since you were awarded the Freedom of Newcastle.
I have not been awarded the Freedom of Newcastle.
What have you been awarded?
The vote is on Wednesday.
Oh, I see.
What happens on Thursday?
Now, you might question, well, why are we putting this up? Because in the BBC article, which talked about this, the vote being on Wednesday, they talked about your contribution to the community.
Yes. Well, as you can quite clearly see, Dan, I take my contributions very seriously.
What were you doing there?
There was a fashion show.
Oh, hello.
When I first joined Newcastle, they had a fashion show. They launched not only the new kit, but they launched a full...
Why is that button so low, Shaq?
Well, I was to sell more shirts, Sally.
I see.
So all the new signings had to be a part of that fashion show. So it was also Ginola, Les Ferdinand.
Oh, I see the numbers in the background. Look, 1, 8, 9, 2.
What?
You see the numbers on the shirt. I assume they're the new. Or was that when you? No, that was 1892 shirt.
Well done, Dan. Good job, Dan.
So, who are you up against in the vote, or how does it work?
You're not up against anybody. The city council just votes
if they think.
Yes.
And then what do you get? What's one of the prizes as a freedom?
Well, my cattle get to graze on city lands.
No.
Yes.
Wow. What a treat.
Being a freeman, or getting the freedom of the city is any city lands, I can take my cattle to graze there.
Wow, Shaq.
How much cattle do you have, Shaq?
As of right now, none.
Okay.
Wow.
I've been Googling.
You're in conversation.
Some cattle sales. I've been looking for cattle sales.
Some auctions.
So many roads.
And none of them good. None of them good.
None of them good. There you are. I was playing FIFA. I was saying, first time I played the new FIFA with Robbo and Derek on the call today. Robbo's a bit grumpy. You can tell. You can tell it's maybe the end of a reading. You can hear the tone.
You're lying, Dan. You're lying.
Did he say anything about how long it took him to write it?
What I would say, Shaka, is that as soon as he played it, he got on to me. Oh, have you got a free copy you could give me? That's the first thing he said.
100%. I said, can you send me a code?
And you know what my answer was?
Do you have a free copy?
No.
No. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Thanks
All
for
the
nothing.
abuse he's given me over the years, no.
Bring back Lee Dixon. That's what I say.
Lee Dixon gave him 4 free copies.
Right, let's get on with this. How would Shaka feel being subbed off in a League Cup final, penalty kicks after a phenomenal game and 0 goals given up?
Not great. And we discussed this in the show. I am of the opinion, stick with the player that got you that far. Listen, if this is a discussion that you had with the coach quite clearly before and you know it's coming, fine. But I believe in sticking with the player that's got you there.
And I guess at some point, while they may argue, statistically, we can make this decision and we can justify it. At some point, while the stats are great to look at and to lean on, there's something about feel in this game. And if this guy's having the sort of day that he was having, and I know it's hindsight, but with the sort of day and the sort of performance that he had put together, maybe there is something to be said about riding that sort of performance and riding the great field that you have as a goalkeeper when you're making all those saves.
To your comment yesterday, especially when there's no real physical difference, unless I play with Jimmy Walker at West Ham, and Jimmy, hope he doesn't mind me saying, was very Dan-esque.
Okay.
Dan-esque.
Very handsome.
In stature.
Good old Jimmy.
He was very Dan-esque in stature.
Man.
Let's just put it that
Funny.
way.
Was he Dan or Seb?
No, Dan.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you have,
I'm taller than Seb for the record.
if that's a disparity that you're talking about, Dan or somebody who is a fully grown man, you go with the fully grown person. That's the difference. This between Kepa and Mendy, there's not. There's not that much difference.
One day that growth spurt will come. Robbo, how do you feel about this decision that Thomas Tuchel made?
It's the wrong decision, quite obviously. And not because he missed the penalty, but as Shaka said, Mendy had been playing brilliantly. He'd had an outstanding game. He was in top form. His confidence was high. And why would you put on a goalkeeper that probably hasn't touched the ball for 120 minutes? He's been sitting on the sidelines. I don't know how much of a warm-up he had, but he got nowhere near any of the penalties. It was a bad decision by Thomas Tuchel.
Robbo, the other day after the match, Xavi said Pedri is one of the best at his position and even compared him to Iniesta. Do you think he can be what Iniesta was?
I think he can. I think he's got all the attributes you need to be a top-class midfield player. He can run with the ball, he can manipulate the ball, he can pick out a pass, he can make forward runs, and he's not frightened to go and close the ball down and win it back. He was excellent last season, and for Spain at the European Championship, he's going to be a top player for quite some while, no doubt about that.
Ali loves him. Absolutely loves Pedri.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
With all my heart. Oh, it's passionate. I love that guy.
For Ali, who's winning MLS Golden Boot this season? What, Vela got a hat-trick on the weekend?
Yeah, how about I go with Carlos Vela?
Yeah.
And I think
Obvious.
he's going to benefit with the presence of Cristian Arango alongside him, who came midway through the season last year and really played an important role for LAFC while Carlos Vela was going on through his injuries and whatever other reasons as to why he was not playing with LAFC. Because Cristian Arango can be a threat, it's much like Diego Rossi was with Carlos Vela and LAFC over the last few seasons. I'm going to take Carlos Vela, but of course, my guy is always lurking.
Joseph?
Yeah. And if he lurks, and if he wins it, you're going to hear from me. Yeah. Really, it's that simple.
For Shaka, Buffon just signed an extension with Parma today. Why didn't you play until you're 46?
Oh, okay. Ali scored on me.
Yes. Right, that was it.
That's when Ali scored on me. I tore my FC Dallas contract up, and rode off into the sunset. There's some bars that no one should have to go under.
We've just seen why Shaka's not playing at 46. All that prancing around on stage, being a model and all that sort of stuff. And as I said, for years when he was at West Ham, he didn't go into afternoon training. All he was interested in doing is getting in that Maserati and prancing around outside.
How we reach here? How we reach here, Robbo?
Driving to his boat.
How we reach here, Robbo? What are we talking about?
Your boat?
If you'd have trained twice a day, you'd have been a much better player, Shaka.
Yeah. Why don't you get the freedom of London as well?
Hey, that's a bigger freedom right there.
That's a lot of cows there.
Move on.
Robbo, age aside, Harry Kane or Erling Haaland? Who are you picking?
Oh, I'm going to go for Erling Haaland. I mean, Erling Haaland, I think, he's just got everything you want from the centre forward at the moment. He's, apart from a couple of injuries, but he's going to score goals for years to come. He can run in behind, he can win balls in the air, his link-up play is not bad. He's such a threat. Harry Kane's a great player, but I would go with Erling Haaland.
What's the cheekiest thing you've done to put another player off their game and vice versa? We saw Kepa try and mind games, didn't we, during the penalty shootout? Did you get involved in any mind games?
No.
No? Were you focused at all, shouting anything you were doing?
Too much work to the mind game, huh?
Yeah.
I've been here 120 minutes. I don't have time to go mind games. Listen, I question whether that really works against good players.
Right.
I don't think it has much of an impact.
Right. Ali, did you do anything to put off your opponent?
No, but things have been done to me, and we have.
Oh yes, we've discussed this.
We've discussed this.
I don't think that needs to be discussed again.
Well,
People might be
documented.
eating.
Yeah.
Robbo?
When I was playing with Vinnie Jones, played against him many times, and a couple of times he tried to kick me and slide in and then try and have a face-off afterwards. And I would always get up and say, is that the best you've got? Is that the hardest player you've got? And he didn't like it very much, I've got to say, and it wound him up even more.
Wow.
But
That's why he plays Pro Evolution.
I do remember one time, so I've been kicked, right?
Yes.
And so I had left a mark, right? But that was the week before.
Okay.
So then I got kicked the next week, and I went to the same mark, and I pointed to the center back. Hey, look what you're doing to me. look, you did touch me.
So how come we got a Band-Aid on it already? Final question. Now, we discussed this yesterday. I don't think anyone can top Frank Leboeuf's answer of David Ginola, who has gone a bit grey, though, like his mother. But let's go for it. Shaka and Robbo, whose hair did you admire when playing?
You know who I just remembered? You remember Toha. at FC Dallas.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, that was a good.
What was his hair like for those who
It
don't know?
was flowing.
Yes.
It was a straight up
Yeah.
rockers mullet from the 80s.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I've seen Robbo with hair. This was quite...
Oh, Robbo.
Yeah, Robbo's
You know,
hair.
like for me, I
Yeah.
cannot. I'm sure he had hair at one point. I cannot imagine.
No,
Robbo
he
with
looks
hair.
much
I
better
had
then
long
than he
hair.
does now.
Really?
Yeah.
I had long hair at one point. If
Yeah.
I was,
Oh, I'm sorry,
I had
Robert.
my hero at the time was Sting when he was in the Police, and I
Wow.
liked the Police as a group. And he had a great head of hair when he was in their group, and it was blonde and it was swept back. Oh, magnificent!
Wow. What about
Unfortunately,
players,
I couldn't
Robbo?
replicate it. Just couldn't replicate it, unfortunately.
What about footballers?
The Kevin Keegan perm, that was great, wasn't it? In the 70s.
Oh, no.
You okay, Shaq?
Jerry Carl?
Yeah.
Well,
Little soul glow action, you know, Shaq.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That is it.
Never.
That's it. We are done for the day. Special goodbye to Shaka.
What?
Thanks, Dan.
Good luck for the vote on Wednesday.
Thank you very much. Be off to get my cattle if all goes well.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN FC on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and of course, ESPN FC 7 days a week, subscribe to ESPN Plus.